The judge's chuckle rolls across the small courtroom, like a pebble tossed in a still pond. A seal, your mother? He leans back as if the claim weighs nothing at all. Benches creak. Papers settle. A few people smile into their sleeves. At the front table, a 15-year-old girl named Riley Hale holds a silver coin between her fingers. It is smooth from years of turning, heavy for its size, stamped with a trident and a quiet promise. She does not lower her eyes. She watches the judge and waits for the wave to pass. This hearing was supposed to be simple. Riley's aunt had asked the court for temporary guardianship while Riley's mother finished a long deployment. The paperwork was clean. The dates were exact. But a stray comment, Riley saying her mom was a seal, lit an old belief like dry grass. The judge decided it was a tale. He did not say the word impossible. He did not need to. The room heard it anyway. Riley breathes in the sharp scent of lemon, cleaner and the paper-dry air, of a place where decisions land like stamps. The fluorescent lights hum. A clock ticks loud enough to measure doubt. On the back row, a court clerk named Mr. Chen watches the coin between Riley's fingers. He knows that weight. He had one like it once, given by a friend who saved him from a dark night and a bad choice. He studies Riley's calm and thinks of a phrase his friend used to say. Honor doesn't make noise. It holds the room. The judge speaks again, not unkind, just certain. Let's be honest, he says. There are no facts before the court to support such a claim. He is ready to sign the order, but he adds a note that hints at doubt in the family's truthfulness. Riley's aunt stiffens. Riley closes her hand over the coin and remembers her. Mother's last words before boarding the plane. Be brave in rooms that doubt you. Silence gathers like a tide pulling back from shore. And in that exposed moment, the story changes direction. A message buzzes on Mr. Chen's phone. A reply to a single line he sent to a friend at the base. The doors at the rear ease open. The court officer turns, then stands a little taller. No one speaks. Even the clock seems to hold its breath as a figure in dress blues steps through the doorway, followed by a quiet line of teammates whose steps match like a heartbeat. Before this room and its bright lights, Jordan Hale learned to read oceans at night. Salt lived in her hair and tide lines carved maps across her palms. Training was a long thread of cold water, sand in boots, and promises kept at 3 in the morning. She learned to carry more than her weight and to trust the person beside her to do the same. The ocean gave her a steady mind. It took her fear and handed back patience. On a distant coast, Jordan's world turned in pictures most people never see. She knew the smell of wet rope and diesel, the way metal warms under sun, the way moonlight draws a silver path across black waves. She learned to hear what is under the noise, the whisper of current, the tone of a teammate's breath, the shift that means move now. She kept a small notebook in a dry bag. Inside, pressed flat between its pages, she carried a birthday. Drawing from a 7-year-old, Riley, stick figures on a beach. With a big sun and the words come home soon, written in care and crayon. There were losses she speaks of only in quiet. A teammate named Ortiz who made everyone laugh during the hardest hours. A training partner who pushed her through the last set when her legs shook. Their names live at the back of her mind like stars that do not go out. She built a habit of looking up at night and counting. Not the failures or the near misses, but the reasons to keep going. She added Riley to that count every single time. When orders extended, she called home and listened to Riley's voice steady itself for her sake. They made a plan. Aunt Melissa would help with school, and Riley would join the rowing team because water felt like a way to stay close. Before Jordan signed the new orders, a mentor placed a coin in her hand and said, "Some rooms won't know what you have done. That's fine. Quiet strength is still strength." She slipped the coin onto a chain for Riley. On the back, she etched a line they both loved. Be where your feet are. So when Jordan stepped off the plane after months away and learned that a judge questioned her daughter's truth, she did not feel anger first. She felt a clear pull to stand in the one place that mattered, the room where her child needed calm more than noise. She called 2 teammates in town for a ceremony and asked them to walk in with her. Not to impress, but to end doubt with presence. They answered with a simple yes that sounded like home. In the courtroom, the old habit of silence takes shape. A few people who smiled before now study their shoes. The bailiff watches the doorway with an expression that shifts from routine to respect. Riley feels the room lean as if a wind has changed. She does not turn around. She keeps her eyes on the bench and lifts her chin just a little, the way her mother does when a wave rises and there is no time to judge its height, only to meet it. The judge clears his throat, ready to assert control. This proceeding concerns guardianship. Not stories, he says, ink poised over paper. It is meant to end the matter. It only marks the moment when the floor under his certainty slides an inch. Mr. Chen steps forward with calm. He asks, with the measured tone of a man who knows both rules and people, whether the court will note the presence of service members who wish to observe. The judge's pen hesitates. He nods without looking up, then does look up, because the air itself feels different. Jordan enters with two teammates in dress blues, a chief and a lieutenant, and behind them a senior leader, whose ribbons speak in colors even a layperson can read. They do not make a show of it. They simply take seats near the back, hats in laps, hands still. Riley finally turns. Her face does not break. It settles into the calm that comes when the person you love most walks into the hard place with you. The coin in her hand warms. There is no rebuke. There is no raised voice. Jordan offers a short nod to the bailiff, then to Mr. Chen, then focuses on her daughter with a small smile meant for one person only. On the bench, the judge's earlier amusement fades into a slow, careful attention. Years on the bench have taught him how a room changes when truth enters. He feels the shift now, and with it a pinch in his chest that is not fear, just the sting of realization. Riley's aunt opens her folder and places a letter on the table. Official orders, dates, signatures, and a note from command confirming Jordan's role and deployment. The judge reads, finger-tracing lines that ask for nothing more than respect. The bystanders who smirked earlier are quiet now, not from shame, but from the soft weight of a new fact. The room has learned something, and in that learning, a line moves from doubt to honor without anyone needing to push it. The judge sets down the file with care, as if it might break. He stands not because the rules require it, but because his own heart does. Ms. Hale, he says, voice even and clear, this court welcomes you. Home. He looks at Riley. The apology that follows is simple and without excuse. He says he was wrong to dismiss what he did not understand. He says truth deserves patience. The room exhales. Jordan nods once, accepting without triumph. She has walked through louder storms. Quiet mercy suits her better. Mr. Chen feels his shoulders relax. The bailiff, a veteran himself, places a hand over his badge for a second that only he notices. Riley's aunt wipes a cheek. Riley holds her coin and whispers, just loud enough for her own courage to hear. We were steady. Jordan smiles in agreement. Paperwork moves forward with ease. Temporary guardianship is granted, clean and unmarked by doubt. The judge adds a note to the record, praising the family's care and the child's honesty. 2 sentences rise from this moment and settle like banners in the mind. Honor does not need permission to be real. Respect is free. Withhold it, and it costs everyone. A third line follows, one Jordan taught her. Daughter, and now the judge repeats, aloud so the room can hold it. Silence is strength when truth is near. None of it is said to win. All of it is said to heal. When the hearing ends, people do not rush out. They stand. Some place hands over hearts. Others simply watch as Jordan and Riley meet in the aisle and hold each other with the calm joy of a promise kept. The unit rises with them. No salute, no formality, only the grace of presence. The judge steps down and offers his hand to Riley. She takes it, not as a victory, but as a lesson shared. Outside the courthouse, light spills across the steps. The senior leader thanks Mr. Chen with a small coin of his own. Riley tucks hers back into her pocket and says, she will keep it warm for the days when belief is thin. The wind carries the faint smell of rain. Somewhere a bell marks the hour. The story closes not with noise, but with a street, full of people who will remember to pause before they judge, and to ask not who could be, but who already is. Some rooms change with a shout. This one changed with presence. A child's steady truth met a parent's quiet honor, and a community felt what respect can do. If this story moved you, share where you are watching from and the line that stayed with you. Add your thoughts below, and join us for more cinematic stories that lift up silent strength, everyday courage, and the people who carry peace into hard places.